Welcome to Wisdom to Inspire and Guide Your Week with me, Vicki Haddock, Transformational Soul Coach. I've been thinking this week about what it takes to make a great leader. Like, what is the key ingredient, if there is one, that makes a great leader versus someone who is not a great leader? And thanks for being with me in this journey today and in this beautiful spot by the river, by where I live. I thought it was a great idea to come out here and record today, and then the wind seems a little bit louder and there's a lot of noise around. So I'm going to do my best to make this a great video experience for you. So I'm questioning who have been the great leaders in your own life. And when I mean a leader, that doesn't mean someone who has to have the title of a leader. Who are the people who have significantly influenced your life? And what were one or two qualities that they exhibited that made them influential in your life? I would love it if you would just drop that in the comments below, because this is a curiosity for me. Well, as I pondered this question this week, I thought about John Maxwell, who is one of my own great business mentors early in my leadership career. And one of the things that he always talked about is a title doesn't make a leader. So that's why I did mention that at the beginning, that it doesn't have to be someone who has a title. And I've also, in my 15 years of working in training and developing leaders in the workplace, I met a lot of people who thought that when they got a title, that meant other people should listen to them. And that is not what a great leader is. You might know someone or a leader who, espouses that idea that just because they have a title, you should listen to them. So then I thought about another great wisdom text on leadership that I've learned a lot from, and that is the Tao Te Ching. It's an ancient Chinese text that was written on wisdom about life. And one of the things it says is that a leader is not seen. So a leader can be influential without having to be controlling and present in everything. So you may have worked for a micromanaging boss or have a micromanaging parent. And you know how that feels to have that. So that also, again, is not a quality of effective leadership. But there's one thing that I came down to this week, a quality that I hadn't thought of before, that I believe truly makes a leader the essence of who they are and probably determines the level of significance and impact that that leader will have on the lives of the people around them. And that is how deeply they believe in their own value and worth and what they bring to the table, what they have to offer. Yeah. Have you thought of that before? Because here's the key thing. I led a lot of teams for a lot of years, not trusting myself that I had the ability to lead those teams, not fully and completely trusting myself. So it led to some second guessing. It led to some anxiety and concern, frustration on my side. Yet, when I pause to think about the most effective leaders that I've worked with or learned from, one quality they espoused was deeply believing in themselves and the value that they had to offer in that situation. Maybe you're an entrepreneur who hasn't been as successful in their ventures as they'd like to be, or maybe you are, um, a parent who hasn't quite had the influence on their kids that they want to have, or whatever it is, where you just feel like you're just falling a little bit short. I want you to stop and look at that role and consider, are you confident of the value and the worth that you bring to that situation? Because I know you're bringing value and worth, but you have to know that. And you have to know that from the core of your inner being, not just from other people telling you that. It's the difference between, if you think about a sponge in water that's just floating on top of the water could be praise and affirmation from other people, but as long as that sponge is just floating on top of it, it's not actually absorbing it and knowing it through its entirety. But when it sinks in and absorbs that into its core, then it becomes that. And so that's what I'm encouraging you today, is that part of your growth journey on becoming effective in whatever area of life it is that you want to be effective in is completely trusting and knowing your own value and your own worthiness. Now, how do we do that? Well, I've prepared another video. You can look up, in the little link in the corner. And it's a video that talks about how to use mantras. And I've prepared a mantra specifically for this. Mantras are powerful ways of helping to get truths kind of woven deep into your life. But there's another piece of this that I wanted to bring into play, and it's the idea of being able to receive all that we deserve and desire. Because here's the thing, if there's a piece of you deep down inside that does not feel worthy and does not feel valuable, then it's almost impossible for you to receive in the full experience of being loved and valued by others. I want to read to you a phrase from Tosha Silver, and it's in her work called It's Not Your Money. But there's a phrase in here that she says, "Let me feel wildly open to receiving, and may I know my own value, beauty, and worthiness without question." And I've read that many, many, many times, but today when I read it again, it sunk in a different way, that we can't fully receive that which we desire if we don't know and believe that we're valuable and worth receiving it. So I hope you found some insight in this today. I'd love you to pop that in the comment below and think about, who is a friend, family member, coworker, leader in your life that would love to hear this message, and share that with them. We value you partnering with us to grow this community by subscribing to the channel, sharing the videos, and being along on this journey. If you'd like more support around knowing your own value and worthiness, I support individuals through one-on-one transformational soul coaching and our Becoming Unsilenced circles that are just about to launch this fall. So thanks for being along in this journey, and have a great rest of your week.